Hey guys, welcome to another episode. My name is Marvin here with Paper Street Projects. I just wanted to go over with you the current market activity. Last we spoke, I'm just putting in the candle from the last daily candle. I was expecting some kind of consolidation here, and then hopefully for a leg higher. And I just wanted to show that really quick in slow motion, the candle. Let me just speed this up a little bit. There's a consolidation. There's a push up. There's a little bit of a consolidation. And then that was a retest down here. As you can see, that was a little bit of a manipulated push down, slam down for liquidity. So right now we're into resistance. What I like to do is I like to flip this over from yellow to green. Okay. This confirms for me that, this confirms for me that this is a support. I'm trying to get this color here. That's how perfect I got it on there. All right, wait, yeah. I'll get to, I'll get to that. I'll get to that. Okay, so what I like to do next is I like to just turn this into yellow, right? This allows me to. All right, now we'll just change, leave the colors as is. As you can see, we got that consolidation. We got the push up towards this line of resistance in the weekly. Bullish signs, right? And um, a lot of traders were waiting for that steep pullback, but there's other exchanges we didn't see this. We didn't see this pullback right into these levels. Even a tap into this green, this weekly, but it did go right through here. So these levels are somewhat valid, more or less, but we never got that push down. So let's see, approaching it from a 3-day point of view. As you can see, I added another trend line here. There was the faint trend line from a couple days ago, right down here. So I just added another one. Although, let me just fix this really quick. This was, yeah, that was on the daily. So yeah, so the daily, I fainted that out because we're really past that point for now. And then I just added another one here, just because I just felt like it made sense. Again, it made sense to me, right? I saw that we were going to get some kind of retest at some point, and we did, right? So we did. So right now, what we're concentrating on, oh, there it is. We're concentrating on these next two levels over here. Could we get a solid push right into supply up above? Possibly, right? We can get that. So right now, we're just consolidating. And I just like to point out any consolidation under resistance, right? It's bullish. As you can see here, we had some consolidation here under, previous resistance. And then we kind of pushed through. So we had consolidation, push, right into that. Looks like we have enough legs to try to just tap right into these areas. About $60,000. And where I came up with that level is just by looking at the let's see, the 3-day. Let's see, now I have here, see how we have a sign of reversal here, and then we also have some kind of support here. But when you zoom in on the daily, maybe it gives you a bit of better picture. We had over here resistance, little resistance, and we pushed through. Then we kind of had a little support and then slammed down. And then the market tried to come up here. It didn't really quite tap into those levels. So we'll see how the market reacts within the next, maybe a couple hours or a couple days. But as you can see, we got that push up. So we'll see what happens from them. I mean, at this point, we could have another consolidation period and then a nice leg higher or go straight through. Because right now the market's in euphoria. So I do like to see these levels being played out. It kind of gives a little validity to my levels, even though they're not. It's a little unorthodox, my approach, but for the most part it does work. You just got to wait, right? So it's a patient game. It's a patience game, right? It's on a weekly level, so you can see very cleanly how pretty much the market went pushed right through this level, and then kind of just going for another leg higher, right into this weekly level of resistance. And all we're just waiting for right now is see if we're able to tap into that level, and then we'll take it from there. But again, I'm taking it slowly, little by little. I do see some kind of reaction here around these levels. right around the 59,000, maybe even taking that a little lower, right into 58,300. I could even do this. So you can see it had some little interaction. Then when we kind of zoom in on the daily, you can see that the market had some kind of reaction. So I lift this a little bit up. So we had, resistance, resistance, slam, and then more resistance. So I would assume that that would be the first area to attack around 58,700, more or less. But I'm more concentrated on the resistance level above. So now we just see a nice little bullish candle up, rise, and see where that takes us. So that's going to be for Bitcoin. Pretty much I'd see a little bit of that, and then maybe a slam down, right? Or we can just pretty much go up and then consolidation and then up for a leg higher, right? So that would be our levels here, and just in time for November. So we'll see how the market reacts to that. I also, I don't really like to use trend lines as much. This is my 8-day time frame. I don't really like to use trend lines, to be totally honest with you. I think horizontal lines hold more weight than trend lines, than these diagonals. But you can see here that we kind of went up, right? That kind of holds a little validity here at this level here. Okay, that kind of holds a little validity. As you can see, the market just kind of bounces up and on its way towards $60,000. So that's another confluence there. Again, in my eyes, it's not unless we break that, right? Come up for a retest and then we start coming down. So that's what I see here. Clearly we're just going to go up for another leg higher in the coming days. So that's what I see for Bitcoin. Let's move over to Ethereum. Ethereum played nicely into the levels. See, as you can see from last week's episode, let's just see if I can rewind a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me just rewind here. I did mention that, we could get a little consolidation up here. That's what I like to see for another leg higher. Or we could possibly see a pullback into the blue, then kind of just bounce right up and then towards the resistance again. So if we could just play that out, right? We got the tap into resistance consolidation a little bit, and then we just kind of pull back down right into the level, right? So that was just to retest that area of interest, as I pointed it out. So that does hold some validity, right? It does hold some kind of weight as to how it came up with my levels, right? We had, let me just use this here. What is this? All right, resistance, some type of support area here, up here, again, and then market just kind of came down. It kind of came down just to slam back. Just, what it does, it just comes to retest, right? It comes to confirm that this is support. So now we're right back up to resistance. We'll see where the market takes us. I can make the assumption that as Bitcoin starts rising, the altcoins, it brings the altcoins with it. So that's where we stand in this market. I like to see that we got that retest, right? That's something that I like to see. It shows to me that the market's paying attention to the levels and that the bulls are somewhat taking control over the market. So let me just flip this live to you in green. I'm trying to see if I can try to hit that line. No, I can't. Okay. But you can see pretty much why I would flip that to yellow, right? It's indecisive, right? We're just trying to see where the market's going to take us. Now, if we get a leg higher into this zone, right, and we get that consolidation range here, I would then flip this to green, right, to show that that's support. Again, just to recap, red is resistance, the weekly resistance levels. Yellow is indecisive. Green is weekly support. And then the light blue are my areas of interest of where I possibly think the market is paying attention to, in between. It doesn't hold too much weight into my trading. I just like to see that the market pretty much pays attention to those levels at some point. 3-day level, you can see lining this up, it kind of matches a little bit. It kind of confirms that, right? We had a little resistance here, and then now we just kind of can't come down, right? We broke through, we've come right back up, and now we just came back here, right? Just to retest that level. So that's what we're doing now. We're just kind of waiting to see if we get that leg higher up into that trend line, or even up into the consolidation, and then even up towards $3,900. So that's what we're doing for Ethereum, right? So as time goes by, you'll get used to the colors, the levels. Now, I just want to go over something really quick. I had a gentleman in the chat, in one of the Discord channels that I'm in, that wanted to know exactly when to flip to green. So pretty much, just think of it as a straight line, right? Or somewhat straight line. Straight line here, right? So we have the market where it comes up, retest, and now it could go for a leg higher, and then all of a sudden we can see something like this where it breaks, consolidation comes down, and then it just fails, right? So you could see two key points. You could see we have the support here, and then we have the resistance here. You always want to wait for a confirmation. You don't want to just run into, you don't just want to run into, hey, listen, let me just start shorting. Let me start shorting because it's going down. What you want to do is you want to wait for some type of confirmation here, right? A lot of traders, they'll just jump into a trade thinking they're short, but then all of a sudden they'll get stopped out because the market just kind of goes the opposite way. You always want to wait for that confirmation, right? You wait for that confirmation, then you'll be able to short the market confidently. It's really difficult to kind of time the market, right? It's just really more of a risk control, right? Risk management. So again, this would be a line. Let's just say this was a red line. Let's just make this red really quick. If I see the market go up, come back down for the retest, I would flip that towards yellow first, right? And then if it starts consolidating and we go for a leg higher, then I'll turn that into a green. I know a lot of colors right now. Then I'll turn that from a yellow, right? From a yellow range to a green, just to confirm that was support, right? So you always want to wait for a confirmation, and we'll go through that as time goes by. So let's just take a look at Ethereum now. We're just waiting, right? We're still at the same levels that we were for the past couple of days. Nothing crazy, but this for me confirmed that the market was paying attention and that the bulls are present, right? They're here. They're here ready to long their longs and continue to enter long. And targeting would be about 3,800 to 3,900. Give or take a couple of dollars, but that would be the next target for the bulls, in my eyes. So when we zoom out on the weekly, you can see that there's a trend line here, right? That we could see a possible retest. So now we have a couple of confluences, right? We have this range here where we could consolidate a little bit for leg higher, which also confluences with the trend line, and then also the weekly resistance up top, right? So for me, we'll see where the bulls take us, but I want to make the safe assumption that we'll see that tap into the supply there. So that's the situation for Ethereum. Let's see. I can change the colors from over here. Okay, good. So we're there now. Right. So that's it for Ethereum. Right. See, nice. When you're zooming out, it just looks a lot easier, right? It's easier on the eyes. You can see that we have this nice little retest here, breaking above these two levels. We broke above it, then we just kind of came down and retested that twice. So we retested that. When you're zooming out, it looks a lot easier. Excuse me, it looks a lot clearer. Daily, right? So you can see that this area had some kind of activity. So that's one for Ethereum. Let's see the one for, let's see XRP. Okay, so XRP, we're still consolidating a little bit. The market needs to just catch up, just to catch his breath a little bit. Let me change this to blue. Now, let's go back, right? Let's go back to see exactly what happened a couple of days ago. I did make a comment that I like to see this hold. See, we had support here, a little bit of resistance, and we just kind of come down, and then we just pretty much flipped that into support. So I'm going to change that color now, but I just want to go back to the candle. So 1, 2, 3, 4 days ago. So 4 days ago, let's just go here, and what we're going to do is we're going to play it, and we'll get to see. So I was waiting for that consolidation, but we kind of pushed through, and now that's where we're at right now, right? So you can see that a lot of bulls were just pretty much defending this area of 104, 104 to about 107. That's what it looks like there to me, right? We came up, come down, consolidated a little bit, and then we went for a push higher. Now, as you can see from the levels of interest, right? These are my weekly levels, right? The colored, right? Red resist, weekly resistance, yellow indecisive, green support. I will now can confidently turn this to green. Right? I wanted to do this live so you get to see exactly how I move along the market, right? How I move along the charts. I think it's important. For me to color code them, it's just easier for me to take a look and say, okay, well, that was resistance. That's, that was somewhere in the middle, and then that's support. So now, see, we get to see that this blue area as resistance, now we have a little consolidation on it. Now we're getting to see these candle closures. Now, what I mean by candle closures, where, if we have a bearish, that's the opening, and then that's the closing. But we did close in the air in the blue range. Right, we didn't close a candle down. We didn't close a candle down here. Right, we didn't close a candle like what would come down here. Right, that would still make the market indecisive. And then now today, this level here is pretty much holding $1.13 for now. Right. But as you can see, how the market flows, we're playing at level to level. This is my weekly level where I entered into a long, and then just pretty much waited. Now that we have this like nice little pop. It did pop into this area right here of 122. So now the market's paying attention to that level as well. We saw a little activity here as well. So we have the resistance. Let me just go over one more time. We have the resistance here. Now we have what looks to me is support, right? The market's paying attention to this level of 111. Now, if we kind of somehow fail to hold these levels, then my pullback area would be again into the $1.07 to $1.04 range. But that would be where I think the market would be paying attention to, right? Just to confirm that again. But I feel like I think this has enough legs to go towards the next level of 122 to 125. And then and ultimately, so we have this consolidation here, and then ultimately a leg higher, little consolidation, and then right into the 130 area. So that's what I see for XRP. Now when you're zooming in, right, because it gives you a better picture. I'm not a big fan of zooming into these hourlies. I like to look at daily candles, weekly, and maybe the 8 hour. But as you can see how the market kind of reacts to my levels, right? We have a little retest here, then a resumption, then we have a tap into supply up here, right, into my zone of 122 and change, and then we see a lot of people taking profit, right? We see a lot of traders taking profit. So they rode that long position from here all the way up to here, pretty much, right? They took a little profit here, not much of a profit, but they also rode it all the way up towards the next level of 122, and then you can clearly see on the 4 hour, right? So when I say on the 4 hours, each candle represents 4 hours. We tapped in and came back down. And see that? See, I like to see that. I like to see that these two candles are reversal, right? I like to see a nice slam down and followed by a nice green candle right back up. So it means that the market's paying attention to that level. That's about 113, 588. So right now we're just pretty much consolidating. We're just waiting. What I like to see is a break of this trend line. I'm terrible at drawing straight lines, as you can see. So I'd like to see a nice little break above, and then a resumption towards supply here, and then hopefully we get a leg higher towards 130 here. That's what I like to see. Right. So you see it's a clearer picture zooming in with a magnifying glass. Right. So, and then when you zoom out on the 8 hour, you can see you could see the picture even better, right? You could see it even more clear. See, we had that level here that the market is paying attention to, and then we had another retest, and then we had a bounce. So hopefully we get to see a higher price in XRP, for all the XRP holders out there, and then we'll take it from there, right? We'll see how the market reacts. On the weekly looks good. We're closing above these levels, above these weekly closures, right? The candles. So the candles up here. So we have the opening up here at 94 cents, and then the closing up here is 105. So that's right. Bulls take the stairs. So now last week, the same thing. Came all the way here from 105. Then we have 113, and then now we're just straight line right there. So and then we got a tap there. So I can make the safe assumption, right, that we could see another leg higher, consolidate, and then right into 130, 135. So when you're zooming in, those lines are really important. Those candle closures are really important. The market kind of reacts to those the candle closures. Right? You want to use that as a base case for that daily where the market could move. So that right there is XRP. Let's move over to XLM. That's a cleaner. That's a cleaner look. I gotta clean the other one up a little bit. Yeah, this one makes sense. This is the one I was working on trying to clean up. The other one, I guess that was just like a practice one, but this is what I'm paying attention to. Okay, so now we have excuse me, now we have ourselves, let me just clean this up a little bit. Looks nice and uniform. Perfect. So this is what we have for XLM. I added this line. I added this area, this blue, right? This local area of interest, because we did have a resistance over here, support, resistance, and then now we have a little bit of a consolidation, right? We have resistance here, came back down. Now we're just kind of consolidating. Okay, so for XLM, same thing. Let me just go back. I like to go back. I like to kind of look at how the market reacted compared to what my thoughts were. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we were over here, and then that's that. There's the push into this area. Then we had the confirmation. Then we had the slam down, the pullback area into this yellow, and now we're just pretty much waiting to see where the market takes us. So market is paying attention to this weekly level of indecisiveness, right? And what makes me believe that, let's just go back a little bit. We had a little activity here, support, and then we had that slam down, right? And then we have resistance all along here. Okay, we had that resistance, and then we had another little meltdown here, and then traders were playing level to level from this weekly level all the way down here, and then now we're rising up, right? This was resistance, and then now it's support, right? You see that? Just to make it clear, so we had the resistance here, and then now we have some type of support. Now it flipped, right? We always want a confirmation. Again, we have a situation where the market comes down, comes back up on top of this daily level, and then comes back down for a retest and then a resumption up. You always want to wait for that. You always want to wait for that confirmation. You don't want to just jump into a long. So when you're zooming in the 4 hours, you can see how traders get excited. They're longing. They're like, okay, it's going up, and then all of a sudden it just kind of stagnates, right? And then just slams back down. And you depending on where your entry was, you could either be at break even or you could have gotten stopped out. Again, depending on how risky you were on that trade. But always want to wait for a confirmation. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you have a better chance when you get that confirmation and then a nice rise up with the next candle. Then you can see a whole bunch of traders just jumping in line, right? They all kind of just jump right in once they see that confirmation as well. So let's go into the 4 hour. We come back down, right? Traders came in, come back up. Then we created a higher low, and then that's when the traders just jumped in, right? So it's it's really psychology, um, and that's we always have to approach the market from a calm, a level-headed approach. But again, I like to approach this really calm and just kind of see how the markets play with the levels first before I kind of entered in. Um, so we're here now, right? We're let's do the 8 hour. I like the 8 hours. So right now we broke through the weekly, right into this level, this blue level, maybe a little higher, but I'll just keep it there because when you're zooming out on the daily, weekly, it's just wicks. And then look what happens. See, we come down for the retest, we resume higher, but then all of a sudden it's just another one more tap into demand, right, before we kind of get a nice little resumption up. So right now we're just consolidating, right? This is just sideways action. What I do like to see is I like to see us close above here, above 36, maybe above high 36, 37. So we can get a nice little tap right into 37 to the 39 range. So that's the market, and overall. Right now we're bullish. Let's zoom out on the weekly, and as you can see, these candles, they're just looking really good, right? They're looking healthy. Nice full candles. And again, just as the same example as I think it was XRP. See, we're just taking the stairs, right? Taking the stairs. You always want to pay attention to the market. Excuse me, the market closing on these bullish candles, or even on closing candles too, right? See, we had it closed here, but then the market kind of reversed here. So I like to use that as a level too. But the reason why I go down here, it's because I see the reversal here too. I see some kind of market, entry that allows me to get into sniper entries for a ride up. But again, I just want to go over the market here, not really going over for the trading, but just kind of just pretty much give you the psychology behind the market, right? It's all psychology. You always want to wait for confirmations. You always want to wait for a slam down, wait for that candle, and then all of a sudden you're getting a nice resumption higher, and that's on a weekly time frame, so you get to see the picture a lot clearer. So bullish, right? Bullish. We came down, but we closed above this previous candle, right? We opened, we came down, as you can see, and then kind of come back up. Same thing here, right? Bulls take the stairs. So now, if we're closing above this level for this week, right? Let's just zoom into the daily. Yeah, let's just zoom into the 8 hour rather. You see how that market just kind of bounces right over, and then, right? It kind of, paid attention to that level, that weekly closing that we had. Right, we had that was the first one, that was the first step, and then there's the second step. See how the market just kind of comes down, and then boom, that's where you got that confirmation. So right now we're just waiting to see if the market resumes higher or just kind of stays consolidating. But as of right now, I'd like to make the safe assumption that we're going to see another leg higher right into this supply up here. So that's my overall analysis on the market. Taking a look, I will make it a point to take a look at other alts. But for me, I think paying attention to these, BTC, Ethereum, XRP, and XLM, these top fours. For me, I just think we could start off here first. Just gain some trust, right? To try to gain your trust, and then maybe I can move over to more exotic pairs. Maybe looking into Doge, or maybe looking into not really micro penny stocks, but maybe even Litecoin. I do like Litecoin, how it looks in my eyes. I know a lot of people may not really could agree with me. I like the way the way it looks right now. Again, climbing the stairs, right, going up and up. So the next possible target would be about $223 from here. So we'll see exactly how it reacts to these levels first, and then we'll see. We'll take it from there. Right now it's just consolidating. So yeah, that would be it. I did take into consideration. I did like kind of darken my background a little bit. I know the other one was a little too bright, so I made a gradient, so it's just a little easier on the eyes. Also, just want to thank everyone for their feedback, their comments. They mean a lot. We're in this together, right? Just trying to grow as a community, and hopefully, I can learn from other traders. I did speak to a gentleman who's in one of the Discord channels. I would like to bring over. I'll reach out to him and at some point, and then just trying to grab his analysis as well. I'm always open to learn and to grow. But other than that, I just want to thank everybody for taking the time watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.